All right, let's check in with Kat Neville, Feast Magazine, sponsored by Jimmy's on the Park, 706 to Munn in Clayton, 725-8585 of the website, jimmyscafe.com. Every Sunday and now every Monday, Jimmy features a 3-course menu, $25 in addition to their full-course menu from 4 to 7, jimmyscafe.com. Good morning, Kat Neville.
Good morning.
Let's get right to it. What do you got for us?
Okay, so I have 2 spots, one of which I probably talked about years ago, but not in a while, and it's been operating on the hill for a number of years, and it's 5 Bistro. Have you been to 5 Bistro lately?
5 Bistro, no.
Yeah, you need to get back over there. The address is 5100 Daggett Avenue on the hill. And so Anthony Devote runs a restaurant that is absolutely dedicated to sourcing local ingredients. He grows a lot of his own ingredients. And what he's done is he's taken the side of the restaurant where the bar area is, and he's divided part of that dining room from the bar and kind of redesigned it. And he's using that space as essentially, for lack of a better term, a pop-up area. So he's going to be changing concepts in and out of that space. So 5 is going to remain 5 in the larger kind of dining room area, but this new dining room area, which is now separated from the bar with this really gorgeous wine rack that actually his dad built. The first concept that he is working on, and it's going to run, I believe, through mid to late April, is Mon Petit Chou, which means my little cabbage. And it is rustic French cuisine, and it is a set 5-course menu. And you can then also do the wine pairing, which is 5 different French wines. And the wine pairing is stunning, and I really recommend that you do it because the wines are unique and they really pair well with the courses. So the first course is this house-made pâté, which is a country-style pâté. So it's kind of got a coarse texture to it. It has a really wonderful kind of baking spice flavor. And that's paired and served with some house-made pickles, with some veggies that he has grown right there at the restaurant. Grain mustard that he makes in-house, and then brioche toast that, again, he also makes himself in-house. And then there's also the second course is his salad with escarole from Living Water Farms, and that is served with a little bit of bacon, some Missouri pecans, some roasted potato, and then aged Beiji cheese, a little bit of a crouton. It's good stuff. The third course is fluke, which is a type of fish. It's like a flat fish, and he serves that with some pureed local pumpkin, micro arugula from Claverack Farm, olives, some charred onion, and beurre blanc, which is like a lemony butter sauce. And classic with fish. And then there is the lamb chop, and this sounds like a ton of food, but it's really portioned out very well so that you don't walk away completely stuffed. It's very thoughtful. So the lamb chop is from a local farm. There's also roasted garlic. There's a little bit of a Yukon Gold potato puree with that, and then some LaBelle Farm foie gras butter. And then, hold on.
Hold your horses.
Yeah. Yes.
I have
Oh, no, you want me to? Yes, go ahead.
Dessert coming up?
Yes, dessert is next. Last course, desserts. And then so there is this really wonderful, very dense chocolate cake with some banana ice cream, creme anglaise, and then candied almonds. Okay, that's it.
All for $12.95.
Actually, it's only $45.
That's a pretty good deal.
For the 5 courses. Good. It really is.
What's the name of this place again?
Well, it's 5 Bistro. And so this concept he is calling Mon Petit Chou, and it's rustic French cuisine, which lends itself well to this time of year because it's very hearty food. And so as the seasons progress, he will be introducing new concepts. And again, everything that he does is very thoughtfully sourced. If he doesn't grow it himself, he's using local farms. And if it's something like the fluke, which obviously doesn't come from here, he uses sustainable sourcing.
Is this the restaurant that was on Manchester when they first opened up?
Exactly right.
I have been there.
Yep.
It's really good.
It's extremely good. Anthony is a fantastic chef, and I love that he's playing. He's kind of like he's created his own spot where he can play. And the way that he's designed the new interior, it's got these gold chevron patterns that he and his wife painted on the walls. It's very warm. It's very inviting and feels very intimate. It's terrific. It's a great way to see an established restaurant grow and play.
So when you go
Yeah.
or when you make reservations, do you let them know that you want them on Petit Choux?
Yes, so you
Bon
have to
Petit
call, at least for now, when if for example, you want to use Open Table, you can reserve Open Table for 5 Bistro itself. But if you want to dine at Mon Petit Choux or in this experimental area, you have to call or email to make a reservation separately.
And Mon Petit Choux means what now?
My little cabbage.
My little cabbage.
My Petit Choux. That's what.
Mon Petit Choux.
Now you know why I got a D- in French. I barely speak English, especially with my stutter. Imagine how terrible that sounded. What terrible. All right, 5 Bistro, 51 Daggett, right there by Bear Park in about a block away from Bear Park in the Hill. Great.
Yes, exactly.
All right, what's number 2?
Number 2 is not in St. Louis.
All right.
Okay, but it goes. So we happened to be in Effingham, Illinois, on Monday, shooting for the upcoming April issue of Feast, and also working on a feature that is going to be coming up in the April issue. And there's a restaurant that I have heard of, never had a chance to get to, and I finally, because I was in Effingham, which is less than 2 hours away, just up 70 in Illinois. It's called the Firefly Grill. And again, this is another place that has its own stocked catfish pond. It has its own garden, and the owners, Christy and Niall, and I believe I'm pronouncing his name right. They're totally dedicated to sourcing well and then teaching and inspiring their client base to understand more about local ingredients and the importance of sourcing locally, and why it's not just the fact that it's like a feel-good thing. It actually tastes better, and it's better for you to eat food that's grown in a certain way close to home. And so they have not only this fantastic restaurant that serves lunch, dinner, brunch, but also they do workshops and seminars and classes for people there. They call it a modern roadhouse, and it is so cute. It is like this. You need to look at it online, or
I'm looking now. It's very rustic.
It's very rustic looking. It has this kind of great metal siding, and when you sit in the dining room, it's this large. They have this beautiful wooden ceiling on the inside with this big open kitchen and a wood burning. A wood burning oven where they do all their flatbreads and things like that. And we were in there after, just for an early dinner after we wrapped up our shoot. We sat in their kind of like patio area that is all kind of screened in, and right now this time of year it's all glassed in, and it overlooks this great pond. Watch the sunset, and you really feel connected to the Illinois countryside. It's very charming. The food is modern and rustic at the same time. So we had steamed buns, which are a kind of an Asian appetizer, for lack of a better term, and it was filled with this pork belly that had this really great hoisin, kind of sweet, salty hoisin sauce on it, with some slaw and cilantro and raw cucumber. And then we also had this really awesome flatbread with a great like crunchy crust and a white sauce and some prosciutto and a sliced apple that was awesome. Then we did. I had the braised pork shank with cheese grits and peas and all that, and like some.
You're gushing.
Every time you come, my stomach is empty.
Yeah.
And
You hear a pang.
growling.
It's
Yes.
great.
And then Liz Miller, who's our print managing editor, she had duck, and Kristen, who's our digital managing editor, she had the liver and onions. I mean, it was a great experience.
How long has this place been open?
Years.
Really?
Yeah. And whenever people go through town, if you ever run through Effingham, Illinois, get off the highway and go to this restaurant. It is worth the experience.
It looks like it's 2 minutes off of Highway 70.
It is. It is right off of, it's really kind of funny because you get off the highway and it's kind of like this mecca of chain restaurants. You see
Right.
like the Cracker Barrel and the Applebee's and the whatever. And then here is this incredibly charming Firefly Grill that when you actually do pull a quarter mile down the road, you can't see any of this other stuff, this gobbledygook that's on the side of the road. In fact, we were kind of driving up to it, and I'm like, this is just incredibly unattractive. You know what it's like at all of these, kind of highly trafficked.
What do you really think?
Well, I mean, what's attractive about, the Holiday Inn and the Longhorn Steakhouse? Nothing.
There you go. I don't disagree with you. I mean,
There's no charm whatsoever.
Right.
And no character. But then you pull off and you see rural Illinois character right there with that Firefly Grill, and they're doing something really important because there are places like Firefly Grill or similar to Firefly Grill in more populated urban areas because there are more people that understand the philosophy. They're more willing to, to go, and they have a bigger audience.
But it's great that they're teaching.
That's exactly
it is
right.
Great. And you know what? We have lots of listeners up in Effingham and Springfield, and so that's part of our listening area.
And I guarantee the folks in Effingham will gush about this place. I'm sure they're just proud as can be that a place like Firefly Grill is there because, I mean, when I talk to guys like the folks from Caldy's Coffee, they've told me years ago, the next time you're going through Effingham, make sure you go to Firefly.
Right.
People that are in the food industry know about this place, so you should know about it too.
In the know. Firefly at Effingham and 5 at 51 Daggett. I got 15 seconds. What's going on with Feast?
We are proud to sponsor the Coffee Crawl, which is happening April 5th. It always sells out. There are only so many tickets that are available. It's April 5th in Maplewood. And so get on feaststl.com for your link. It's like it's a minimal amount of money, but they have to do tickets because otherwise they're flooded with people.
Cat Neville, sponsored by Bertarelli Cutlery, keeping St. Louis sharp since 1967. Bertarelli is your one-stop shop for knife and tool sharpening, along with all their kitchen supplies. Visit them at 1927 Marconi on the Hill or at bertarellicutlery.com.